Imagine staring at a blurry figure on the TV screen. A woman in a one-leg purple bodysuit, with long flowing black hair and 6-centimeter long colorful nails, darting out like an arrow on the red track. Before you can even see her face clearly, the timer stops at 10.49 seconds, a limit no human has ever broken since. And at the finish line, she wears an extraordinarily calm, even mysterious smile. The name Florence Griffith-Joyner once shattered the world's logic and stirred fierce suspicion across the sports world. Yet less than a decade after that stunning glory, at just 38 years old, she died suddenly and mysteriously in her sleep, taking all her honors and mysteries with her. Tonight, by the softly flickering firelight, let us step into her real life through this story that needs no effort to remember. What we will see is not a cold list of achievements, but a woman who struggled up from the bottom of Los Angeles, challenged the conservative world with extreme individuality, and stood alone at the center of rumors until the very end. On this peaceful night, walk with me to find the purple lightning that cut through the night, only to fade into silence at last. The story begins in what's one of the most chaotic and dangerous ghettos in Los Angeles. In 1959, Florence was born into an extremely large family, the seventh of 11 children. In a neighborhood filled with gunfire and despair, life was like an endless obstacle course. Her father would always tell her late at night, "If you want to escape this place, you have to run faster than a bullet." Born into poverty, she could not afford expensive dresses, so she learned to alter old clothes herself, experimenting with bold, quirky styles even as a child. This intense desire for individuality became her shield against mediocrity. At the University of California, Los Angeles, she met her coach Al Joyner, who later became her husband, also an Olympic champion. But before the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, Florence was just an average second-tier athlete. To support her family, she even quit training for a time to work as a bank clerk. The tedious data entry each day never dimmed the light in her eyes. She kept her leg muscles tight under her desk. She said, "Every time I type, I count my running steps in my head." This perseverance from the bottom and her obsession with beauty quietly built up for an earth-shaking explosion. Then, in the summer of 1988, that long-suppressed power finally erupted at the trials in Indianapolis. The 1988 Seoul Olympics went down in sports history as the Griffith-Joyner era. When she appeared on the track, all cameras were drawn to her shocking outfit, a colorful one-leg bodysuit and 6-inch-long nails painted with the American flag and rainbow patterns. The track and field world was rigid and mechanical back then, and she was like a brilliant butterfly that had wandered into a laboratory. But when the starting gun fired, the butterfly instantly became a cheetah. In the women's 100-meter dash, she crossed the finish line with almost contemptuous ease, 10.49 seconds, a time that would pressure even male sprinters. The world was stunned by her speed, but what followed was a flood of suspicion. The doubt carried a subtle prejudice. If a woman runs this fast, she cannot possibly be clean. Media hunted frantically for evidence of doping. People talked about her increasingly defined muscles and her deepening voice. Facing rumors that could destroy anyone, Florence sat calmly in the press conference, tidying her hair with those long, beautiful nails. She said, "People cannot accept a beautiful kind of strength. They always want to break miracles down into lab formulas." Her extreme composure amid the noise became the most elegant sorrow in her character. After winning 3 gold medals and 2 world records at the Seoul Olympics, Florence made a decision that shocked the entire United States. She suddenly announced her retirement. She was only 29, in the prime of a sprinter's career, with countless endorsement deals pouring in. Yet in her retirement statement, she said gently, "I have run all my dreams. Now I want to design my life." The timing was highly suspicious, because the following year, World Athletics would introduce much stricter random drug testing. From then on, the Flojo Retiring abruptly at her peak became solid fuel for conspiracy theorists. After retirement, Florence truly became a designer and writer, as she had promised. She served as a presidential sports advisor at the White House, designed clothing, wrote children's books, and tried to make the world remember her as a creator, not just a purple phantom. But wherever she went, the shadow of doping suspicions clung to her like a curse. She often fell into deep thought late at night, staring at her still strong body in the mirror, yet one that seemed to be eroded by some hidden illness she never explained to the world, for she knew that in the court of history, only time could deliver final justice, even if that justice was cruel. In the early morning of September 21st, 1998, in a mansion in Santa Ana, moonlight fell silently over the master bedroom bed. Florence slept soundly beside her husband Al, and everything seemed peaceful and perfect. But that morning, Al discovered his wife would never wake up. At 38, in the prime of her life, the Olympic legend stopped breathing quietly in her sleep. The news spread worldwide instantly. Rumors that had died down erupted like a volcano. Conspiracy theorists insisted it was organ failure from long-term banned drug use. Yet the extremely lengthy autopsy report that followed revealed an unexpected truth. The cause of death was suffocation during an epileptic seizure. The autopsy confirmed no organ atrophy or drug damage. Her body was as clean as her smile once was. It was an ironic ending. The world spent 10 years trying to prove she was a cheat, only to find she was simply a genius envied by death. She left so neatly, without even a final word, leaving only the 10.49-second record that no one has come close to in 38 years. She ran too fast, so fast that life itself could not bear her extraordinary energy. In the end, she returned to the stars in her sleep. Florence Griffith-Joyner's story has ended, but the colors left by the Flojo butterflies still flicker in the grass of history. Her life answered the riddle of prejudice from the beginning. If you are destined to amaze the world, loneliness and misunderstanding are part of your mettle. With her almost provocative beauty, she proved that even in the toughest arena, one can still choose to breathe in the softest way. Now, close your eyes and picture her silhouette after crossing the finish line in Seoul. Long hair flowing like a waterfall, painted nails glowing in the sun. She was not gasping for breath, as if she had just returned from a brief visit among the clouds. The world can be noisy, always putting prices on excellence and finding flaws in miracles. But tonight, learn to rest in your own truth. A truth as pure as Florence's autopsy results. Clean, even after being examined 1,000 times. All timers have stopped. All rumors have faded away. Good night, on this colorful and deeply peaceful night. May your dreams hold light wings, and a purple light that can never be defined.